Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am the philosophical New York Ranter, and welcome to my new rant. This rant kind of is pretty personal to me. It's just on school in general, like public schooling and things like that. I've had a lot of people question me before in my other things I've done about how, like, preschool, middle school, high school, and all that shit was for me, so on and so forth. And I know there's a lot of young people that are on YouTube, so maybe some might hear this and know that there's hope for your future. I hope so. We'll see what happens. And if you hear that background noise, I have a fan on right now, my air conditioner on as well, and a plane just went by, so this video's going great so far. But just to tell you guys a little bit about my life, I went through most of my schooling as a kid who nobody really liked, who got picked on every day, who got beat up, it felt like at least once a week, and everyone thought was just useless person. I was a useless person to most people. I really didn't have any friends until around, I'd say, 7th, 8th grade. I started making friends, but until that point, I really just was alone in school. And it was hard for me because I was a pretty good student. I finished with an 85 overall average, which isn't bad considering the things I went through school. But basically what I went through was, like I said, got beat up about once a week. It felt like made fun of all the time. Nobody liked me. Everyone made fun of me. I guess I was just a weird kid or something. I don't know. I know I was just sort of a weird kid, but I don't really feel like that warranted the abuse that I had throughout school. But like I said, 7th, 8th grade, I started making friends. I had a decent group of friends. And then by the time I hit 12th grade, a weird thing happened. In 12th grade, I had a lot of people that used to torture me and treat me poorly throughout my entire life in school. Kind of just wanted to be friends. And at that point, I did not want anything to fucking do with them. I had a good group of friends at that point, so I basically pushed anyone else that wanted to get in away. Because it was just, at that point, after these people made my life a fucking living hell, I didn't want anything to do with them. So I'll rewind back again. I think it was about 5th grade for me, when I was just, like I said, I was getting picked on every day. I was getting shoved around school. I was getting treated like a piece of shit. And I remember one day, sorry, this is a little tough for me to talk about, but I remember one day when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, I was talking to my parents. Not really my parents, but my mom in particular. But I just asked my mom a serious question. I thought as a kid, I asked her if people would just be happier if I didn't exist. Like if I could just disappear off the face of the earth, would it really make the world a better place? Because I really felt at that point that if I was just gone, people's lives would just be better. I really felt that way because of how I was treated as a kid. And I'll never forget what my sister told me. Because my sister told me, after I said that to my mom, that my mom cried herself to sleep that night. And that was a kind of a feeling that I knew I never wanted to have again, ever, in my entire life. I never want to make my mom cry over me feeling like I wasn't good enough. And, sorry. And I finally got out of school. I graduated my senior year on time, just normal kid shit. And I finally had a decent group of friends. I remember one birthday party I had. Actually, it was pretty funny because my birthday is June 15th. If anyone knows the pains of having that birthday, it's me. Because my birthday would always fall on Father's Day weekend. And no one would ever fucking show up to my birthdays because I'd have them on the 15th and people were like, no, I can't come and spend time with my father, blah, blah, blah. So there was one birthday I had where I sent out like 40 invitations and fucking like 30 kids showed up at my house. And I think I was like 10th grade that time. That's when things were getting a little bit better for me. But just to let people know, like I had suicidal thoughts when I was a kid, obviously, talking to my mother like that. And I just felt like if I was just gone, didn't exist, period, end of story, that people would just be happier without me. People would be happy to be in school without me, and just their lives would be just inherently better. But once I finally graduated high school, I got accepted into the first college I applied to, which was really fucking lucky. And I had a fucking blast in college, man. Like in college, everyone that I talked to that was close to me, I got along with. I loved the people I went to fucking school with. I made some really good friends in college. Unfortunately, I don't talk to much of them anymore because you know how college is. Most of us are going into careers now, and except for me, I'm just fucking doing nothing in my life. But a lot of people are going on to careers and things like that. So I lost touch with those people from high school. But not high school, sorry, college. I lost touch with the people I went to college with. But college was just way more accepting. I had so much more fun. I had so many friends. I went to so many school events at that point, so many college events because it was just fucking fun. Because the difference is between public school and college is in public school, sure, your parents pay taxes, whatever, but it costs you no money personally as a kid. So public school just fucking sucks so much ass. And let me go back to let me go back to public school for a moment because of my last name, because of my siblings that came before me, I was treated differently by the teachers because my family in general, my last name, they were kind of troublemakers in school. They caused fights in school and shit like that. So because of my last name, a lot of teachers just didn't give me a chance. A lot of kids were just evil to me, and the teachers didn't give a fuck because of who I was. And I don't know. I remember one teacher I had in sixth grade. One second. One teacher I had in it was sixth grade. Put me into the corner of the classroom. Now imagine the teacher's desk and all the students' desks in front. You take the teacher's desk, go to the back left corner of the room, facing towards the wall. That was my desk for, I'd like to say, 75% of the year. I was staring at the wall, couldn't be part of the class, and the teacher wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't even fucking look at me. And that was my spot for 75% of my school year. Until it was parent teacher day or parent student day, whatever the fuck they call it. My parents came in and they asked me, "Hey Kevin," this is my real name by the way, Kevin. They asked, "Kevin, where's your desk?" And I pointed at the fucking corner of the classroom, and I remember my father, just the look on his face. I remember just how upset I could just fucking tell he was by seeing his son pushed in the corner, facing the wall, away from the students, away from the teacher. All I remember, I don't know what my father said to her. To this day, I don't know what my father said to her. But what my father said to her, he looked at her, he told her, "You, come here." They went out into the hall, and then he ended up coming back into the classroom about 5 minutes, 10 minutes later. And the only thing I can remember is when they came back in, is my teacher grabbing my desk and putting it back in line with the students and the rest of the class. I don't know what happened, but like I said, like even teachers thought I was a fucking pile of shit or something. Because no teacher believed in me. No teacher ever wanted to listen to me. And I know this would be kind of a long video, just FYI. But I remember one kid. His name, I can't even say his name. I don't want to fucking say his name. But I had one time every kid was in class was against me, right? They said that I stood up on my fucking desk and said, "Hey, everyone in class, you can suck my dick because you all suck," or something to that effect. Something that fucking crazy, which I never did as a kid. I never spoke out as a kid because I was treated like a piece of shit and no one liked me, so I was a quiet fucking kid. But they asked me, like, "Hey, the class is saying you did this. Is there anyone that you trust enough to tell us the truth?" And I told them the name of this kid, right? And they pulled him into the principal's office in front of me, in front of everybody. Not everybody. In front of me, in front of the principal, and the vice principal, I think, was there as well. And they asked him the question, like, did he do this? Which is something, to this day, I guarantee you I did not fucking do. But he said yes. So that just shows you the nicest kid in the entire school didn't even like me. Like, I don't know what I did wrong, man, but fucking people hated the fuck out of me. And then I remember another story. I know I'm getting off track, but another story was when I was in the cafeteria. I broke my collarbone as a kid. I was roller skating. I fell down, snapped my collarbone, whatever. Fucking shit happens, move on. But I remember being in lunch, and no one even wanted to sit near me in lunch. So my goal at lunchtime was to find a table that no one was sitting at, so I could just fucking sit there, get my lunch, and eat alone, and just go on with my life. But these kids, this group of like 5 or 6 kids, went out of their way to find the table I was sitting at and to come sit there and fucking torture me for that half hour I just wanted to be free and left alone. And when I had this broken collarbone, I was sitting in my chair, and this giant kid, he was tall as fuck in fucking 6th grade. He kicked the chair out from under me, and I landed on my shoulder, which was a broken collarbone I had. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. It didn't re-break. Nothing happened. It's still healing. I'm healed now. I'm good. But it was just fucking. It was horrible. And I remember this kid. I can't say these kids' names. I don't want to fucking name anybody. But another kid was sat upstairs who didn't have that lunch that we did, and just was up there to record video of just the lunch. And I later found out it was recording me because apparently I was such a problem kid. And I remember being pulled in the principal's office when I was there, and the principal honestly asked me this. She said, "Why did you go to that table and make fishy faces?" Because I was making like fucking fish faces. I was like 10 years old. Fuck off, bitch. But I was making fish faces apparently. I'm like, I made fish faces because I'm a child, and I'm at lunch at the table waiting for my turn to go get something to eat, and I'm a fucking kid. What do you expect from a kid? I'm trying to have fun with my shitty life because no one likes me. Leave me alone. And then these people show up, and it shows an argument we had, and apparently I threw a fucking penny at some kid, and I told her, like, hey, I've been getting fucking tortured by these kids all year long. The teachers won't do anything. You won't do anything. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just sit here and be called a piece of shit my entire life? Like, I already feel like a piece of shit. I don't need to hear this shit. And I didn't get suspended or anything, but the principal basically had me leave her office thinking everything was my fault, and I was just a fucking alpha kid. And like I said, at that point, that's when the story of my mom happened. I really just wanted to fucking end it. I didn't want to be here anymore. And then I moved on to college. I met all these fucking amazing people. I got my degree, finally. And I remember my one teacher I had in 5th grade saw me at work one day, and he asked me, like, hey, what have you been up to? I let him know that I graduated college with my bachelor's degree. And this was his response. He said, wow, I never expected that coming from you. Are you fucking serious? You expected me to be a fucking nothing? Of course I went to college. Of course I graduated. I'm a fart. Wow. That's going to really fuck up my next point. I'm a little intoxicated again. I'm sorry. I have to for serious topics like this. Like, this shit will make me want to hurt myself. But I was a smart fucking kid. I graduated with an honor roll average. I went to college. After 5 years, I had to work 50 hours a week to graduate and pay my own way through. But guess what? I fucking made it. I finished. I got my bachelor's degree. I'm happy. What I'm tired of is all my teachers expecting me to be a nobody, expecting me to be a nothing for my entire life. And I know this is kind of a depressing video, sort of, but my point is, at this point in my life, right now, at this very moment I'm alive, I'm a happy person. I have a lot of fucking great friends. I have a lot of good people around me, and I'm very happy with my life as it is. Of course, there's always ways to improve it, but my message basically for this entire video is no matter how fucking tough things get for you, no matter how much you just wish you would die or disappear, no matter how much you hate yourself, you need to fucking push through it. Because I guarantee you, when you get older and you move on, life gets so much fucking better. Public school is a pile of fucking shit, and it always will be. And once you get through that shitty phase of your life and you can move on to the rest, you'll find out that there's so many ways you can be happy. There's so much better things you can do with your life. And when you never have to see a face of a kid you went to high school with ever again, you will be fucking happier than you've ever been. Those kids who used to torture me, I haven't seen any of them in the last 10 years. I just had a reunion recently. I haven't seen any of them in 10 years. I don't know if they're dead or alive, but at this point, I can give a fuck. Because how much they made me feel poorly about myself, I could not care where they are right now. Fuck them. Like, you will Make it through. I promise you. Keep your head held high. Just know that you're a great person and just keep pushing through. I guess I don't even know what the point of this fucking video was. It was kind of to give you a backstory on me and to also let you know if you're going through rough shit right now in school and you feel useless and like people don't like you, just fucking keep going. Because you will get to a point where things are better and you'll be in a better situation. And I hope you find that. And I don't know if my story helped you at all, but I just want to kind of give you a background of myself. And once again, I apologize I didn't upload on Monday. I take Saturdays and Sundays off, but Monday was just kind of me being lazy and dreading making this video. But I want to let you all know kind of where I'm coming from, how I came up and came to be, and just honestly keep your head up because you'll be fine. I promise you. You'll make it. Just like I did. I was one of the fucking most depressed people you could have ever met before, and I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm thankful for that. And I hope you guys can be thankful too. And I thank you for being here and listening to my fucking 20-minute rant or whatever it's going to be. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. So if you like the video, please like it, share it with your friends, whatever. Leave a comment. Let me know what you want me to rant about next. And I'll see you guys next time. And keep your heads held high, like I said, because you guys are fucking great. And I love you. Thank you very much for listening to me. I appreciate it.